Nobody indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell. We've got a fantastic show for you today. We're going to get after it here. Hope everybody's doing great on this glorious Wednesday, January 28th. Now, Matty Ice said it. Good morning, gang. Took a nice little kicking yesterday and then woke up with flu symptoms. Gotta love it. Hey, NBA four-pack is loaded. NBA four-pack is locked. We're getting them back today. Flu game for Matty Ice today. Hey, and that's all we can do, baby. All right. Keep coming, keep bringing it, and I hope you feel better, man. All right, talking about yesterday. Yeah, let's go through it. So Jalen Brunson, over 2.5 threes. We got there. Jalen had himself a nice night, good win for the Knicks. Arkansas, minus 2.5. Look, this team isn't perfect, and we're not going to say that they are, but this is a really good basketball team. Arkansas is just playing good, solid basketball night after night after night. So shout out to the Razorbacks there, John Calipari's team. Yeah, winning big games on the road, doing it. Missouri, Alabama. All right, so we were right on Alabama. We were not right on Missouri scoring. We did not get to 165. I think we got we'll look at it in a second. But we did not get there. I think it was 154. Yeah, we didn't get there. Alabama held their business. And then Purdue, oh, my goodness. So we didn't get the parlay. Vanderbilt, they handled their business against Kentucky. Purdue did not. And speaking of that, let's take a look at what we saw yesterday. So UConn wins against Providence, does not cover, though. Again, keep an eye on them. They're going to have large spreads, even though they're a really good basketball team. Michigan. All right, it finally happened. Finally happened. Nebraska has taken a loss. So, honestly, probably a good thing for everybody involved. Nebraska, they can get that off their shoulder. Don't worry about it. And from a betting perspective, here we go. So, Michigan gets the win. But if anybody took Nebraska plus 10.5, just, hey, I'm going to roll with that. But well done. You covered. Michigan State wins in overtime against Rutgers, 88-79. Here we look at this. Purdue, we have a problem. Huge problem. Indiana gets the win at home. Now, we're not, slamming Indiana by any means, but Purdue is on a serious skid right now. Arkansas, we talked about it. Good win on the road there, even though, look, Oklahoma, not the best team. But there you go. All right. Virginia, 100-97, 2 overtimes to get there. Vanderbilt takes down Kentucky 80-55. We had a feeling on that Vanderbilt game. Should have just gone with that. Shouldn't have included Purdue. And then St. Louis, look at them against George Washington. There you go. So Tizzle said, what up, gang? NBA can kick rocks. Much needed forced betting break. Also on my second Jack and Coke at the airport. All right, so Tizzle, have a great trip to Hawaii, bro. All right, that's going to be a good time, man. And, no doubt, man. Alabama, they won 90-64 of Missouri. And look at Miami of Ohio. They kept it going. They are 21-0, still rolling strong. There we go. All right, so that's what we had last night in college basketball. Yeah. So, all right, let's jump into it for today. Let's take a look at some headlines before we jump to the pick. That music just makes me happy. All right, Bill Belichick, not a first ballot Hall of Famer. This comes courtesy of ESPN. Bill Belichick, the 8-time Super Bowl winning coach, is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. In voting earlier this month, Belichick fell short of the 40 out of 50 votes needed for induction to the Pro Football Hall of Fame during his first year of eligibility. 4 sources with firsthand knowledge of the outcome told ESPN. Belichick received a call from a Hall of Fame representative Friday afternoon with the news that he won't be inducted to Canton. Several sources who spoke with the coach over the weekend described Belichick as puzzled and disappointed by his inability to secure support from at least 80% Hall of Fame voters. Okay, so what do we have going on here? Well, I'm going to tell you. So Tony asked a great question. How is Bill Belichick not a first ballot Hall of Famer? I agree completely. If Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, I don't know why we have a Hall of Fame. Period. Point blank. End of story. Now, you might be saying, AB, how does this happen? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly how it happens, and Paul just nailed it. I'm telling you, there are reports out there that Bill Polian or some other political pieces behind the scenes laid out that there's a quote unquote 1 year ban of Bill Belichick. I'm not kidding. Now, those reports have been shot down. I'm going to tell you 100% it has to be that because nothing else makes sense. However, Tizzle does say this. Bill should be in, no doubt, but all the off the field stuff and the fact that he was 86, 1-4 without Brady, I'm not all that surprised. Honestly, these writers are a joke. So, yeah, like Bill Belichick, I mean, look, it has to be that. Like, Tizzle, I'm agreeing with you in this, that, like, it has to be something else because on the field, the man has Super Bowl rings all over the place. He's losing them at this point. He's giving them to his girlfriend. Like, yeah, it's wild. Now, Hawk, yeah, that's a great question. What's the deal with Mike Holmgren not being in? Yeah, I agree with that, right? So, anyways, yeah, Belichick not going in the Hall of Fame. So, drop in your thoughts in the chat there. I mean, they're definitely punishing him. No doubt. Like, I don't know any other explanation because it's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We can't count North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there you go. So that's headline number 1 of what you want to know today. Number 2. Hey, Celtics said, tired joke, but maybe his girl couldn't get the day off from school. That's pretty good, dude. That's hilarious. Like, it's Bill Belichick. What are we doing? Like, if that dude is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, I don't know why we have a Hall of Fame. And I'm going to say this. I think that I'm actually friends with one of the NFL writers that didn't vote for him. And I really like him. It's tough. Look, I'm not in that room. I'm not a voter, so I'm not coming at anybody. But honestly, I mean, it has to be something. Because on the field, like, that resume is getting you the job. So keep an eye on that. All right. Darian Mensah, the Duke quarterback. Okay. What do you need to know about this? All right. So the Duke quarterback settled on his deal that he just signed with Miami or just signed with Duke. And now he's going to Miami. Now, Miami fans, congratulations. You have pulled the number 1 quarterback 2 years in a row. And let me read this. Darian Mensah and Duke agreed to a settlement of their NIL dispute that cleared the way for the quarterback to commit to Miami. Mensah confirmed his commitment to the Hurricanes on social media Tuesday, and he will be joined by wide receiver Cooper Barcade, his top target with the Blue Devils. Apologies if I pronounced his last name incorrectly. So what do you need to know about this? Well, this is the NIL coming all the way full free agency. Okay. So Darian Mensah, quarterback at Duke, going to be a big target. NIL, let's just call it free agency, right? NIL transfer period, portal, whatever you want to say. Well, they get him to sign another deal. Here's the problem. Okay. So he signs that deal with Duke, and here comes Miami. Well, what you just saw is him getting out of that deal and going to Miami. Now, what's the big deal with that? So he literally just signed a deal. Now, I'm going to tell you, and hello, good morning, Tina. So good to see you. Here's the problem. Okay, from the inside of NIL, remember, these deals are not with the school. If it were with the school, if it were with the school, he would either be playing for Duke or not playing at all. However, these are third-party groups that lead these NIL deals, right? So your contract's not with the school, quote unquote, per se. But it's the Wild West now. And not that it hasn't been. And I'm not coming at Mensah. I'm not coming at anybody in this. It stinks for Duke. That's tough. to lose your quarterback, number one wide receiver. But, I mean, it is what it is. Again, I hate it for any Duke fans out there. Brutal. Miami fans, congrats. Right now, the question is how do you feel about this? Right, and this isn't the only one. I mean, this is just an easy one to pick out. And again, not coming at Miami. Look, sorry, we try to win around here. You know what I mean? So I completely understand Miami and everyone else that was pursuing him. But we're at the point now where they know that these contracts didn't get out of it. Now, here's the other thing, too. So you read that in the first sentence, Mensah Duke agreed to a settlement. So it cost some money, no doubt. We're yeah, Tizzle, yeah. A sorry, not sorry kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. Like, yeah. The school can pay now. Yeah, when UW tried this, it was a big tick contract. Oh, nice call. Okay, there we go. So, yeah. There we go. Hawk laying it down and good info there. Yeah, stuff. Jinxie said, where's Big Brain Brad? Big Brain Brad. He'll be joining us hopefully late. I know that there was daycare and all kinds of stuff with all this ice. So, all right, those are the headlines here. Let's jump into the picks. Hopefully, Brad can join us. If not, we'll just have to catch up with him later. But my man's getting the child safe and all that, and I totally understand. Obviously, more important. All right, let's get the picks. Okay, here we go. First off, let me get Tennessee. I'm going to do it. I'll do it. Tennessee on the road against Georgia. I'm in. Now, Belmont. I don't know if everybody here is familiar with Belmont. Their school in Nashville. Very nice school. Mostly about music. Very good at sports too, though. Belmont's smart. They recruit very well locally, Mid-South area region. Anyways, Belmont's playing Valpo today. And I think Belmont's a pretty good basketball team. I'm going to roll with a -4.5. Now, nothing against Valparaiso. They're all right. But I think Belmont can bring it. All right, we'll talk about that. Houston, college basketball, -7.5. We're getting Houston coming off of not their best outing. On the road, I don't love 7.5, but I think we're gonna get full Houston today. All right, NBA. I think if I know Luka Doncic, and I don't know Luka Doncic, but if I know a guard who likes to shoot, I understand that mentality. And Luke is coming off a big game. Hit like 8 threes. What am I getting at? We got a nice one tonight in the NBA. Lakers here on the road. And I think Luke is going to be shooting all over the place. So I'm going to roll with it again. I'm going to go Luka over 3.5 threes, -115. Hawk, Houston going to come out spunky tonight after that road loss. Agreed. Brian said, I thought Belmont was a horse race. Hey, and everybody check out in your feeds now. Brian broke down the Farmers Insurance Open for the PGA Tour this week. If you don't know Brian, get to know him. Awesome guy, PGA pro, smart. If you like golf betting or you just want to talk golf, right? Like, that's what I love about Driving the Line. It doesn't have to be about all sports betting. If you just want to talk about golf or you want to work on your swing, talk to our man right here. Brian's the best. So anyway, check out that video out for sure. Put up a couple plays. Beautiful, man. Let me get those. I'll get those up in a second. All right, so Tennessee +1.5, Belmont -4.5, Houston -7.5, and Luka Doncic over 3.5 threes. So that's what we're going to roll with today. Now, what do we have in college basketball? It's an all right day. It's pretty solid, man. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, solid. So if you're somebody who's just kind of getting into basketball, I know it's, end of January, right? But yeah, I mean, it's not football, right? So some people are in, some people are out. This is going to be a decent little one here. Butler, St. John's. Now, St. John's, 12.5-point favorites. They're going to win. Well, don't ever want to say that, but be careful with these spreads. I know that I bring this up every show, and it probably gets annoying every show, but these spreads are large. And now we're in the thick of it in conference play. Just be careful. Houston and TCU. All right, Houston, 8.5. That number's dropping. It's now 7.5. We played it at 7.5. Take it out. All right, TCU on the road. Fort Worth, Texas. Beautiful. This is where I am from. Born. Fort Worth, Texas. All right, so shout out TCU. Horned Frogs, I rep you. I like you. Problem, though, I really like Houston. And Houston, as Hawk laid out, definitely. Now, not that Houston's reeling or anything like that. Heck no, man. Take a look at them. 17-2, 5-1 in the conference. Man, they're straight. Like, I'm not concerned about them. It is a number. We got it at 7.5. It's a decent spread for a road team. That said, though, I think Houston's going to bring it tonight. Florida, South Carolina. How do we feel about Florida? They're getting pretty consistent, huh? You think? 10.5-point favorites on the road at South Carolina. Yeah, Tony. Which Florida team's showing up tonight? Agreed. If we could just get Florida consistent. Yo, Pete Mellon, the NHL chat has been nearly sweeping on props. Beautiful. Jinxie, thank you. So, what are you going to do? It's tough. 10.5-point favorites on the road. All right. AB to hang the DTL sign by Sunday plus 145. It'll get up. I promise. I love it. I've just got to make sure that my wall can hold it. That's the only thing, because if we have an issue, then it's going to be a problem. I know myself, and I'm allowing someone of more intelligence to do it. All right, let's talk about the NBA tonight. The Lakers and the Cavs. All right, so this is what we were getting at. You're going to have a good game. Cavs, 2.5-point favorites, total of 235.5. Luka coming off a massive game. I think he's, 8 for 12 from 3 or something, 40-something points. And knowing Luka, I think you're going to get an opportunity like that again. I'm not saying that he's going for 40. I'm not saying that he's hitting 8 threes. But I think he's going to shoot them. I think you're going to get the opportunities. And with Luka, that's really what it comes down to is if we get the opportunities, we get a good shot at doing it. Tony, guys, jumping out. Have a great day. Tony, have a great day, buddy. So good to see you, man. Now, here's the other deal. If you're looking at threes in this game, you're like, man, AB, I don't want to roll with Luka. I get it. Rui could be there. Look on the other side, though. Donovan Mitchell. Now, Donovan Mitchell is a little, I think it's like over 3.5 threes. It's like minus 140. So it's a little priced out. But I think you're going to get the opportunities with him too. So if you're looking, like maybe a 2-leg parlay, player prop parlay, I don't know. But with both of those guys coming off massive games, not saying they're going to have a massive game, but I think you're going to get the opportunity. I think they're going to be shooting the rock a lot. And I mean, they do anyway. So we'll find out. Bulls and the Pacers here. Bulls 2.5-point favorites. Total 235.5. I don't have anything here. Does anybody have any plays they like? Anything on the game? Anything on player props? Drop them in. We'll be live today at 3 p.m. Eastern, by the way, so we'll go through the NBA more. Hawks and the Celtics here. Celtics 6.5-point favorites. Total of 230.5. Again, nothing huge from here. Magic and the Heat. Okay, Heat, a 2.5-point favorite. Total of 228.5. All right, I want to temper it on the Magic here, but they might not be a bad play tonight. It kind of getting worked around a little bit. It's on the road. I don't like that. Brian said NBA is a bear to bet. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. You really got to dial it in. And look, in that, like, that's where we're trying to. I don't know yet. All right, circle this game. Do some research. What you think? On this one, Matas Buzelis over 1.5 3-pointers made -134. Lock it in. There we go. Appreciate you, Matty Ice. Yeah, circle this. We're going to talk about this game this afternoon. Knicks and the Raptors. Okay. I love the Knicks. And we're getting everything we want out of the Knicks right now. But does that keep going or not tonight? That's the question. Circle this game too. Knicks 9-12 on the road. Raptors -1.5. Total 223.5. I don't know what to do with the spread. God, because I want to play the Knicks, but I don't want to play the Knicks. I don't know. Hornets and the Grizzlies. I definitely don't want to play the Grizz. I think that one is falling. No chill. Smash that like button. Hey, if you guys could all hit the like button right now, massive. I'd give you a hug if I could. If you're watching on the phone, just grab a screen, pull it down, hit that little thumbs up button, pop it back up. I appreciate that. No chill. And make sure like, subscribe, follow at No Chill Sports Media on all of them. Love them. Yeah. So the Grizz, I can't buy in, but I don't know. Where you going? You see anything you like here? All right, let's talk about the NFL. All right, so we'll talk about the NBA tonight. Or this afternoon, I'm sorry, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central. I hate diving in to player props too hard. Just because it changes, man. Ice, Devin Vassell over 12.5 points and rebounds, -130. Nice. Appreciate that. Yeah. And if anybody has anything NBA that you're locking in, drop it in, please. We'll go through it more this afternoon. All right. Let me get the picks up and let's talk about the NFL. Okay. All right, Tennessee. We need to talk about that too. Tennessee plus 1.5 against Georgia. Belmont, like we said, taking a -4.5 against Valparaiso. Houston -7.5. And then Luka Doncic of the Lakers over 3.5 threes at -115. Okay. So let's go to the NFL. Because we do have this thing called the Super Bowl. So 4.5-point favorites. We went through all that yesterday. And we'll keep just now that we've kind of now that we've kind of established the game, each day we can, take little chunks, little looks as we go. So anybody who may have missed it, here are our NFL picks so far. Nothing new added. All right. Drake may to throw an interception, -120. Jackson Smith to Jigba, anytime touchdown, -110. Seahawks Patriots over 2.5 turnovers, -115. And Seahawks Patriots, both teams to score 20 plus points at +125. So I've gotten all these at DraftKings. Jinxie says the Rangers, NHL 2-8 in their last 10. Do with that what thy will. Jinxie, well said, well put. Good stat there. Appreciate that. Jared, AB, repping that Braves hat, ready to bet the Acuna props. I am so ready for baseball. Hey, we're going to talk about college baseball this afternoon. We are 17 days away. We are almost there. Lambo, Jalen Carey, probable for UT tonight. Injury looked bad at the end of the at first at the end of the Bama game. Yeah, it did. So I think, okay, speaking in regards to that, Tennessee and Georgia, I think you're getting Tennessee at a good point. All right, Tennessee coming off that win of Alabama. Yes, on the injury right there. But I think Rick Barnes is getting this team where they want to be. Is Tennessee real good this year? No. They're all right. They're better than where they sit right now, right? So I think that their ceiling is going to go up. Now, it's a tough one on the road against Georgia. But it's a little bit of a test for Georgia, too. So that's why I roll with Tennessee. All right. So the NFL here, I know that I had this up. Now, you're not going to be able to read this. However, the reason that I'm showing this to you is because anybody that's been here, Driving the Line, Sports Line, CBS, all those days, we have kept track of every Super Bowl by these stats, okay, for the last 9, and I'm about to put it up for the last 10. So what I'm getting at is this, okay? We have literally hand-tracked every Super Bowl game for the last 10 years, and it plays out frighteningly close. Frighteningly, I didn't pronounce that at all correctly. Frighteningly close. Seriously, it does. Now, does that mean it's going to this year? No. Every Super Bowl is different. That said, though, I'm going to put all this together in a short so that all of us have this information. Now, this is not updated, so don't screenshot this. I'm just showing you what the information is going to be, okay? I'm updating this today, but it's scary how close. And these are averages, so it's not going to go that much higher. You know what I mean? Like, I'll show you what I'm talking about. That said, though, now, with the Super Bowl. So we've broken it down from just the beginning, the intro parts of the game, quarterback, running backs, receivers. Now let's take a look at just a couple specialty items. And we don't have the full game exotic props out. Those will come out next week. So we'll go through all those. However, I just wanted to present these as a topic of conversation right now. And maybe something that we'll find. Maybe not. Let's look at 2-point conversions. So look at the bottom first. And I'll pull it full screen. Will there be a 2-point conversion attempt plus 130? So what that means, we don't have to have a successful 2-point conversion. All we need is an attempt. Can we get there? Okay. Now, if you're going on the others, like if you think that there's a 2-point conversion and it's successful, you could bet on that plus 300 if you so desire. But what do you think? Do we think that there will be a 2-point? And again, we don't have to put this in, and this is not something that's going to run, right? Like, you're not going to lose this juice. Most people probably will never find a lot of these props because they're just not going to go through the game that much. We will absolutely be going through all of these to find opportunities here. All right. So what do we think? 2-point conversion? Brad, look at him. He made it. What's up, bro? How we doing?
Shoo, thanks for changing up daycare time. Daycare people, But we're here. We just got here just in time, so we can deliver it anytime you want. We are. What are we? Obviously talking about football, given it's a 2-point conversion. So just jump right in, AB.
There we go. Yeah, no, it's good to see you, buddy. And I know, hey, everybody's asking about you too, so it's good to see you. And yeah, so we're jumping into the Super Bowl, and here's the question, right? So, will there be a 2-point conversion attempt at the bottom there? Don't have to have it be successful. We just have to have one attempted, and it can be from either team, right? So you're saying no, you're out.
I haven't seen much of them lately. I think it's a bit more conservative. So unless they're really pushing, I think is when that's going to happen. There's not going to be a moment where they're like, oh, maybe we go for 2 in this point. I think you just take your points.
Okay. Now, Matty, I said should have had the stone cold glass shatter when Brad came on. I agree. It was either going to be the stone cold glass shatter or it's going to be Project Pat of North Memphis, North Memphis, North Memphis.
That UCL theme song would have been pretty sweet though too today, given the last day. Oh, it would have got hype if you've ever heard it.
Yeah, it would have. Tina says, nah, just like last game with the Rams, should have gone for 2 to make the game within 3 instead of 4 by just taking points. Yep. Look at Michael. DTL already pushed the line for a 2-point conversion. Let's go. I love it. Now, that's 2-point conversions. Okay. So let's look at the first quarter. Seahawks favored by a point. A total of 7.5. Now, what does that mean? AB? Well, I'll tell you. What you're betting on, will there be a touchdown in the first quarter? Plus another score. Okay? 7.5. So you need 2 or somebody to score a touchdown and go for 2 and get it. Now remember, the Super Bowl is a different game. Okay? Commercial breaks, they're more, they're longer. People are paying $8 million for a commercial spot. They're going to get them in. Right? So, the question I ask is this, and I'll get all the stats and everything together. How many, and Brad, I'm asking you, how many points do you think are scored in the first quarter? Do you think that we go over or under 7.5? It's tough.
I'll go under.
That might not be a bad play, buddy. Now, you have to be careful with both of these teams. Both of these quarterbacks can absolutely score in 35 seconds, right? When I say quarterback, I mean the teams, but you get what I'm saying. But the Patriots haven't been scoring a whole heck of a lot lately. And Seattle, even though it hasn't been as of late, not necessarily always have been the highest scoring first half team. Although that was 2 months ago where we were kind of talking about that. Not really a thing in terms of like an issue. You know what I mean? Like everything with Seattle's playing great. So that's why I asked. Like it's tough because betting on just a touchdown can be hard in the first quarter of a Super Bowl. You need 2 scores. Okay, so you're saying, all right, AB, maybe the first quarter, maybe there's not value. I don't know. What about the first half? And let me pull this full screen here. Seahawks 3.5-point favorites in the first half. Total of 22.5. So what does that mean? All right, let's do our math here. 7, 14, 21, 24. So you need 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Okay, here. What do you feel most strong about? First quarter under 7.5. First quarter over 7.5. First half under 22.5. First half over 22.5. All right. So do you get the four options? You get what I'm saying, Brad? Makes sense. Like which one? And again, we've got a week and a half. This is not a final decision. Who wants to be a millionaire, right? Just gut feeling. Like which one do you feel most strongly about?
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard.
wow.
It's
This
difficult.
this one specifically is tough for me because these are two really good defenses, and you don't get that very often. But also, Seattle can really air it out. You've seen Sam Darnold take a lot of shots, go deep downfield to JSN.
Yeah, you
Smith
got
and
it.
Jigba. Yeah, JSN. And then I had my acronyms wrong. And then I'd say maybe over first half, because I think if there's going to be points in this game, first half is the one, and then the second half is going to be more of a grind. If the Patriots get up at all, it's going to be ugly like it was last week. Rabel doesn't exactly extend the lead very often. We saw that with the Titans. He can be a little conservative later in the game. I'd say over first half, maybe even like an alt under first quarter, alt over first half might be an interesting play.
Could be. It's not easy because the problem is and we're all as bettors thinking the same thing. Like looking at that first quarter, and let me pull it back. It screams to me under 7.5. Screams to me. That said, these two teams can embarrass that pick in like 3 minutes. Like that. And not that, concerned about being embarrassed. Have done that before and will again. Don't worry. But
it's also hard, though, because in the first quarter, right, there isn't necessarily an impetus to score per se, because like you still go into the next quarter without repercussions. Whereas you go into the half, that's done. It's ended. You go to the second half. Things really just pick up where you left off. So you could get down to that 30-second mark and be ready to kick that field goal. And then, that maybe it's an incomplete pass versus a run play, or a run play versus an incomplete pass. And then it goes out and you get your field goal right in the next quarter. Those are so tough.
Yeah. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Melody, good morning. Good morning, Mels. So good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Okay, Big AB, driving in Toronto for a day of meetings and work at the Raptors game tonight. Let's find a player prop the Raptor game, folks. I'll make the bet on behalf of the crew. Let's go. All right. We'll definitely do that. Absolutely doing that. No doubt. All right. So that's the first half, first quarter. C-Dub. AB, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. All right. Yeah, that's the first half. Brett, do you have anything soccer-wise to talk about? You me throw it over to you? I know that I didn't want to throw anything that we weren't planned on, but I know it's a big day, right?
Yeah, let me drop out real quick for 1 second. My internet is crap. I just think I need to reload it. 1 second.
Yeah, you're good, man. Dealing with it. All right, so we'll get back to soccer here pretty soon. All right, let me get the picks back up here. Hang tight 1 second. All right, Tennessee plus 1.5, minus 115. Belmont minus 4.5, minus 115. Houston minus 7.5, minus 115. And Luka Doncic over 3.5 threes, minus 115. Matty Boy said, a rough way to get is how many times my annual salary are companies willing to pay for 30 seconds? Yeah, I know. And I'll tell you this while waiting on Brad. So the funny part is this, okay? So with NFL games, with all of them, really, so you have a run sheet. All right, hold on. We got Brad. Brad, you back?
I don't even know if it improved.
Hey, you're good.
Terrible right now. I think it's today.
Hey, just start talking. You're fine. You just start going, and I'll stop.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, today we delivered a pick this morning. I don't know if you've put it up on the screen yet, or prior to it, but in this afternoon's Champions League, we got all 18 matches kicking off at 2 p.m. It's absolutely exhilarating. One of the unique events in sports, it's the last round of the UCL. So everybody has only one shot to collect points, goal differential, etc. There's a few teams that you need to worry about, and those are those teams around that 8 and 9 point below mark. Everything around there is going to be affected by each individual result. So if you're looking for some type of advantage, you want to look for those teams who absolutely need it versus a team who doesn't. But typically what you see in these type of competitions is high scoring, lots and lots of goals because it's the last match. And a lot of times it doesn't matter. Even if you have teams who play for nothing or teams at the top who are not really playing for as much or just really a tie. But we're going to PSV in the Netherlands, taking on Bayern Munich. We're looking for 4 total goals today. It's pretty high, the 3.25 at -120. But you all know, because we have talked about both of these teams and these clubs, highlighted them extensively. Bayern Munich's hit over 2.5 goals in 32 of 33 matches coming in. Insanity. And then that 3.5 in 14 of the 15 that they hit 2.5. So they're really just trending that 3.5 as well. PSV at home, they trend the over 2.5 in a ridiculous fashion as well. Specifically at home, they score more goals, and PSV are down there at the bottom of the table on that fringe line, which I mentioned. So they need a result, something in order to not take 0 points, to get jumped in the bottom of the table and miss out on their part of the Champions League. Bayern's up there in second place. All they need to do is at least tie in order to avoid a potential drop from that number 2 seed, which gives them home field advantage throughout unless they face an Arsenal, which is on 1, but they'll probably be seated on the opposite side. So they'll get it all the way through until the Champions League. They're going to want that. So expect both teams to come out and try. So that's what we're looking for today. 3.5 goals. Got that at -120. But there's a number of other looks as well. So drop them in the chat if you have any questions, and I can get to them.
Excellent work. Now, I've got to say, all right, so sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Your board just says Arsenal, okay? I feel that attitude and that mindset for today. So you've inspired me, okay? Vols, that's it. Vols today, all right? We're going with the Vols. Tennessee. I didn't get your pick. Say it again. I didn't get it on the screen. What is the pick again? All right. I think his camera's off.
I took this up at the wrong time. PSV taking on Bayern Munich, the over 3.5 goals, and that's at -120.
Nice. All right. Yeah. No, you're good, bro. You're good. It's my fault. All right. Tennessee +1.5, like we said. Vols. Let's go. All right. Tennessee 1.5. We're going to take Belmont -4.5. All right. Houston -7.5. And Luka Doncic over 3.5 threes at -115. Okay. All right. Brad, we'll get out of here, man. Any final thoughts that you have for today?
Oh, golly. Tons of them, but mostly wait until you see that over 3 live for most of the Champions League bets. If you're going to be looking at goals, stick away from that 3.5 if you can. You could get caught on that key figure, except for the Bayern PSV, which we really, really like, and be very concerned about a number of matches. On Tennessee Sportsbook, we don't have Man City versus Galatasaray listed anywhere, and I'm not sure what the update is on that. So if you have bets or looks on that, you need to be careful of, there must be something that's preventing that match from being on our sportsbook, which should be in your consideration for if you're throwing a lot of money on it. And if you have bets and you're looking for goals, typically the second half, they tend to pile on a bit more because it's, okay, now we know what we need to do and let's go get it, hit those goal mark. Some teams are going to want to overturn goal differential. So you could see Liverpool try to go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-0 if they get a hold of it against a Karabakh team at home. Same thing with Real Madrid. If they can get up on Benfica, they will push. But if not, they will sit in and try to absorb that 1-1 in order to get the full 3 points. Today is massive in this sport, in this slate. Every result changes absolutely everything. The different seating, where you're going to be playing, who you're going to be playing, home versus away. Everything matters, AB. It is going to be exhilarating. 18 matches at the same time. You don't get that anywhere else.
That's today? That's awesome. Like, I want everything to do with that. That is great, dude. I love it. A lot in the chat going on. Jared said Liverpool versus Garrett Bag. Both teams to score.
I believe Carbach are. Wait, they might be eliminated. Let me check the seating real
You're
quick.
good.
Because
Miguel,
it really matters, because there was a question of Frankfurt versus Tottenham, and Frankfurt's playing at home to Tottenham. Well, Frankfurt can't qualify. They can't do anything. So technically the result doesn't matter. So will they score? I don't know. That remains to be seen. They don't have to.
they don't have to. You can't make me. All right. Miguel said Yamal scored.
Yeah, Karabakh.
Go ahead.
I would say Karabakh will probably score.
All right, there we go. I like it. What else we have here? Mbappe, 2 shots on goal, money. Yeah, we in on this?
Kylian Mbappe. I'll do I don't know if you caught the song there, but dude, Cisco was.
Keep going.
Dude, Cisco was my jam growing up. Kylian Mbappe is playable for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You play Kylian Mbappe. All of his props. I think he's going to also want to push his goal total to try to be the lead scorer in the competition. He is coming off a year of where he was a top goal scorer in Europe, and he wants to continue on that team total. But again, yes, we kind of want to look at Mbappe, but the result for Real Madrid matters more so than Mbappe's goal scoring line. So you could get to a point where they kind of call off the dogs per se, and they won't go forward as much, trying to hold on and absorb a lead. So any type of player prop, that's conditional on the situation. Everything is situational. One goal changes the result for 5 different matches. So just be very careful down there at the bottom of the table.
Nice. Hey, this sounds like it's going to be an awesome day today. Like, I am fired up for it. It's that kind of day, huh?
It is that kind of day, AB. 18 matches of the best teams in the world at the same time. Every goal affects another one. Go on to your Paramount Plus app. Go on to the Golazzo zone, and you'll see every single goal, one after another, for 1 hour and a half. It's going to be electric.
You want to hear a story real quick? I'll give you a story. Well, we'll save this for another time. But, yeah, Golazzo over at Paramount Plus, that was the start. When we were starting all of the networks, Golazzo was the start of it, and they took it off and ran with it, did a great job. And, man, we had some big stuff set up. Paramount. Tisk, tisk, tisk. All right, anyways, okay. It's going to be a great day. Let me get the picture. Brad, what's your say your pick one more time. What do you have?
We're on PSV taking on Bayern Munich. We're looking for 4 total goals today, so that over 3.5 at -120.
Nice. All right. I'm on Tennessee +1.5, Belmont -4.5, Houston -7.5, and Luka Doncic over 3.5 threes. All right, everybody, have a wonderful start to your Wednesday. We'll be live today at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, breaking down everything that you need to know for college basketball, the NBA, and this awesome soccer day. We'll be talking about it. So everybody have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will see you soon. Thanks.
Who's got it better than us? No!